Hey everyone, this is the Train Club here, coming back to you once again with a video I know a lot of you have been heavily anticipating. And given the opportunity this has in store, I can understand why. As you all probably know, my new feature-length movie, Dawn of the Dentist, is currently in production, and is slated for a release of August 31st. And whilst a lot of things about this movie are already sorted out, there are still a few ticks on the list that need to be checked off. One of them being that a few voice actors are still needed. Back when I announced this film in March, I promised you all that you would have a chance to be involved in this movie, as I want to make things fair to my audience and allow people to get interactive with my projects, as I just think it makes it all a bit more fun for the viewers. Obviously, a movie is nothing without its voice cast. Think of literally any movie you enjoy and then strip that factor away. What does it become? Well, a pretty boring movie for starters. And while most of the more major cast for this film has already been filled, like Dennis, Sidney, Paxton, there are still a few characters that need to be voiced here. And that's where you, the viewer, come in. This is the casting call for Dawn of the Dentist. This is your chance to hear your own voice in this film. Right before we begin, I'd like to ask everyone watching to please watch all the way until the end if you plan on auditioning. There's going to be a few guidelines that need to be followed, which will be stated towards the end. Make sure you listen to all of these, or your submission may not be counted. This isn't usually a problem for most people, but trust me, there's always at least one person who doesn't get the message. So without further ado, let's get into the roles. The first role available for this movie is Diesel. Diesel doesn't have too much screen time in this movie, though I will say he's probably the most major of the roles I'll be listing. If you want to voice Diesel, I would aim for a bit of a gruff but nasally voice. If you want an example, I would say aiming for Diesel's CGI series voice would be the way to go.
Cars, so that I look like I'm pulling a very, very heavy train all by myself.
Next up, we have Daisy, the Diesel railcar. Like Diesel, although she isn't super prominent in the movie, Daisy is quite present towards the beginning. She'll be in the same crowd as Diesel, and may even be involved in conversation with him. Now, Daisy only has one voice in the show as far as I'm aware, so the voice you should be aiming for is pretty clear here. However, if you're up for a challenge, you can also try giving the voice Daisy has in Train Club Short a go. While this will obviously be a bit harder, it will give the character a more comedic role. Next, we have Boko. Like the others, Boko has a semi-prominent role towards the beginning of the film. He definitely has the funniest role out of all these characters, so if that's who you want to be, aim for Boko, I suppose. Theoretically, any voice you wish to give Boko is fine with me, as he was never in the CGI Wait, holy crap, never mind. Preferably, I would aim for giving Boko a generally deep voice, like how he's portrayed in Train Club Shorts.
Thanks, Edward. You always have the best advice.
Finally, for the last role on this list, we have Mavis. Now, out of all these, I would say Mavis has the smallest role here. That may immediately push someone away, but who knows? Maybe you want to be the little guy in this film. Like Daisy, Mavis only has one voice in the show, so aiming for that would be what I'd recommend. Alright, now that we've gotten the roles out of the way, let's get on to the arguably even more important part, the rules, guidelines, and how to submit your auditions. Number 1, there are no required lines to audition with. When auditioning and practicing as the character you wish to voice, you can say whatever you want so long as it's appropriate. If you want to do a line from the show, do that. If you want to say the most random thing that comes into your head, do that. Do whatever makes you happy. Number 2, audition quantities. In regards to how many characters you can audition for, there is no limit here. You can try out for all 4 for all it matters. However, the likelihood that you get cast as more than one is pretty slim, as I want to give multiple people a chance to shine here. And just to state it now, please only audition for the characters listed in the video. This should be a given, but again, there's always someone who's gonna ask if they can be Dennis, or tell me if I don't let them be Sidney, they'll throw me in a car compactor. If you ask to voice anyone not mentioned in the video, your comment will most likely be ignored. Number 3. How to submit. Now, this is the most important message, so listen carefully. To better organize all the auditions together, I'll only be accepting submissions through YouTube. I'm well aware that not everyone watching is going to have an account on Discord or wherever else I do that. So please, only send your auditions through YouTube. You can upload or submit as many as you want. Just simply title your video with the character or characters you're auditioning for. The video can be public or unlisted. Just be sure to link it in the comments below or I may not see your video. And finally, deadlines. You'll have exactly 2 weeks to send auditions in for the movie. The deadline for submissions will be Saturday, July 6th. I also want to clarify now that the results for the casting call will be revealed in the form of a community post. I won't be posting another video like this one purely for announcing who got each role, so be on the lookout for the community post in 2 weeks. With that being said, those are the requirements for the Dawn of the Dentist casting call. If you have any questions, feel free to message me or ask a comment below and I'll get back to you. Thank you everyone for watching till the end, and good luck with your submissions. This could be your shot at getting in the movie. With that being said, have fun, good luck, be a good sport, and I'll see you in the next one.